I'm also the co-founder and the CMO of a social media app called linkme, and we have over 1 million users on there, and we have a lot of big names using it. So Patrick Bet-David, Brad Lee, Manny Koshman.
I want to see what this looks like.
Yeah, Adam Weitzman. Yeah, you could just go to their Instagrams, any of their Instagrams, and then just hit the link in their bio. So it's basically like one of our features. If you're familiar with Linktree, it's similar to that. But
is that, I'm guessing it's the one you have in your bio as well?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a sick looking page.
Yeah, it's a much nicer version. It doesn't even compare to Linktree. Linktree also charges money. This is 100% free. So
that's free?
Yeah, free. So that's the biggest, gateway into getting it. There's no barrier to entry.
It has goes right into a feed.
Yeah, it's a social media app too. So you can post content, comment, send DMs and everything. Damn. And so, that app is 100% free. And so that's how we're able to get, to, well over 1 million users. We're able to get, all these huge influencers to use it as well.
That's cool. So what's the business model behind an app or a SaaS that is free to use?
So essentially, number one, data is, surpassed oil as the number one, biggest commodity.
It's the new gold rush.
Yeah, so that's like the main thing. Like just on its own, for example, like there's an app called Be Real. They have a 600 million valuation, and they've never done a single dollar in revenue, right? So
600 mil valuation.
Yeah, just because of their users and their data. And then the other play is social media apps. Facebook generates 114 billion a year in ad revenue, right? So if we just do 0.01% of that, you're doing great numbers. So our goal is to also come out with a social media platform, or a social media ads platform, right? So you can run ads right on directly on the app, and then also through the link in bio, you'll be able to leverage that and monetize that through different companies that pay per view and stuff like that.
Makes sense. Yeah, that business model is super interesting. And you mentioned like one of the things you're working on now is raising funds, right? So like what does that whole process look like?
Yeah, so we actually, one of the greatest things about it is a lot of times when companies and startups, they're raising funds, they typically give away all the equity of the company. Yeah. We've raised 3.5 million and we still retain 95% of the company. Wow. Yeah, so the way that we kind of were given that knowledge is because one of my co-founders, his dad's company is already on the NASDAQ. They IPO'd at a 1.6 billion valuation. And so he raised over $25 million over like 15 years. So all that experience that he went through of like getting fucked over, like seeing how other companies get fucked over, we had that experience kind of given to us before we went into it. And so he's never, we've never raised a single dollar from VCs. It's all been private angel investors. And so we raised 3.5 million privately. And then now we actually launched something that's called crowdfunding. So instead of going out, and raising from VCs again, we're able now, we got like SEC audited, everything approved. It took a while where anyone can invest as little as $360. So you don't need to be an accredited investor. You can just go on the website, which is invest.link.me, and then people will be able to invest, anyone. It doesn't matter. Obviously, you have to be over 18, and then you can just invest, right on the website.
That's super sick. So we also have a SaaS company, which is something new to us specifically, right? And I've always wondered, like, when a software business in general raises $3.5 million, like, what does that look like? Do you spend it right away? Like, how do you take that money and then figure out, okay, where do we allocate this? Like, what are the meetings behind the scenes look like to determine that?
Yeah, definitely. So the number one place where we've allocated budget to is to development. So if you go on the app, the product. If you go on the app, you'll see like it's a very impressive app. Like we look almost the same way as, Twitter, and Twitter has probably put well over 100 million into development. You know what I mean? So definitely a big part, of raising goes into that, because that's how we're able to get all these big people to use us and trust us, because they see the app, is well developed and really professional, amazing UI and everything. And then some of the other funds do go to marketing. But like in the last year, we've actually spent $0 on marketing, and we've gotten all these huge names because
to market for you.
Yeah, we just do it from, we spent money on marketing in the beginning to build up that foundation. And then now that we have that foundation, these people are all marketing us, for free essentially. But we definitely are going to bring in a bigger marketing budget now that we, raise this next round. But, for the most part, a lot of the money has always just gone straight to development. Like the overhead on the team was like $120K a month just on the development team. So definitely, that's where most of the funds go, and marketing. So it's split between those two, development and marketing for the most part.
Makes sense. Yeah, it's pretty much similar to what we're experiencing now, is all of it just goes to product. It's expensive to do.
Yeah, it's
product
expensive.
Is your marketing though, because if it's good enough, it'll just catch on.
100%.
Organic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this short clip, check out the full interview here. And if you want to see more clips from this episode, check it out right here.